was the Facebook posting that ignited outrage against Ted Nugent and allegations of anti-Semitism. It shows a list of politicians, all of whom are Jewish, and each depicted with an Israeli flag. And the title, it calls former Mayor Michael Bloomberg, Mikey Bloomberg, the mayor of Jew York City. It speaks about our own former Senator Carl Levin, a long list of people. But that is what has ignited the controversy tonight. Welcome back to Let It Rip. With us right now, one of the most successful men in Michigan. He's the CEO of HealthWise Solutions, founder of the Carbon Media Group, and the principal of the real estate empire that bears his family name. David Farbman literally wrote the book on targeting, tracking, and achieving your goals. That book, The Hunt, was about business, but he's also gone big game hunting himself, and he has known Ted Nugent for 10 years. He called him friend, or at least maybe he used to. Next to him, a rabbi who can meet with you at the temple or online. He's the rabbi with a blog and a commentator on culture, technology, Jewish and otherwise. Rabbi Jason Miller is back. And so is Aaron Tobin, a retired businessman, graduate of MSU, part-time hero. A few years ago, he ran after and tackled a thief who had just stolen a woman's purse. Now, he doesn't agree with Ted Nugent, but he does believe that all of us have the right to bear arms, especially Jews. And of course, always loaded, cocked and loaded, with wit and a quicker mouth, Charlie Langton. Well, let's get right to it. You saw that post, David.
I did.
That was disgusting.
I did.
And you have known Ted Nugent for 10 years.
Disappointed. Talked to him yesterday.
You spoke to him 2 days.
Yesterday.
How did he explain that?
You know, he has a very strong conviction towards the Second Amendment, and to him, what he wrote was not something of hatred, but rather something that was extreme to the his beliefs around the Second Amendment. And we've been very clear with him that he needs to issue an apology and he should take the post down. He just recently, Lydia Lohr, great reporter from the Detroit Free Press, just got a story. He'll be Sunday to read the rest. I adamantly support Israel.
This is from Ted Nugent?
This is from Ted Nugent just now.
Tonight. Yeah, right.
Just now.
Tonight.
I adamantly support Israel and the brave citizens of this great, courageous government. Benjamin Netanyahu is not only my hero, but probably the greatest leader in the world today. So while it is not an apology, it at least states his feelings about Israel. I believe it needs to come down. He got his virality out of it. The post made its move. It went viral, but it is anti-Semitic. It's unacceptable, and the post should come down. And, you know, I have shared that with Ted, and I am hopeful that he will see the light.
Are you willing to remove your friendship? Are you willing to say, Fred, if you don't do this, you and I are no longer friends?
Well, I look at Ted as a guy that's in the hunting industry, that I grew up on his music, whether it was, I mean, I hate to say it, at my bar mitzvah, at high school parties, on the car stereos, and going out hunting with Sunrise, and the way that it touched me. So I have a certain admiration for Ted. I think that I'm looking for him to just make good on this issue and do what's right for the sport of hunting. And I don't believe this is productive for the Second Amendment at all. Well, and you know I'm a Second Amendment guy. So.
Rabbi Miller, you're shaking your head over here because I remember a few weeks ago we were at an event. You took a picture with Ted Nugent.
I did.
Your arms wrapped around each other?
I sure did. I was actually, it was an event that Mitch Albom threw. Mitch Albom is a fellow Jewish man here in Detroit who is friends with Ted Nugent. And I took the opportunity there to meet Ted, and we spoke a little bit. He did mention his love for Israel, and I got him on video. There's the picture. I got him on video saying in Hebrew, Shabbat Shalom to me.
Do you feel betrayed by what you saw?
I don't feel betrayed. We're not friends. We're not friends. I think this was clearly a sensationalist move. He wanted to get, you know, everything is focused on him. I'm sitting here between two fellow Jews who are both members, proud members of the NRA, I should mention. Ted Nugent is a board member of the NRA. What he did on Facebook is anti-Semitic. I would hope that my two friends to either side of me would call on Ted Nugent to resign his board position from the NRA. This is not about the Second Amendment. This is not about Israel. His statement tonight, David, all due respect, has nothing to do with what he posted on Facebook. The Israeli flags were there simply because it's anti-Semitism. The racist website from which Ted Nugent got that image posted on its website how proud they were that Ted Nugent lifted that image. Okay, it's an image of 12 notable Jewish individuals, politicians. Alan Dershowitz was on there. Senator Carl Levin. 12 Jewish people from a notoriously racist and anti-Semitic website that he took, posted it on Facebook. I'll tell you I saw that Ted Nugent posted a photo on his Facebook feed of a topless woman. So I complained to Facebook about that and about the anti-Semitic image just to see what they would do. Sure enough, they took down the image of the topless woman, saying it violated Facebook's community standards, but they said that the two anti-Semitic posts, one a reference to the Holocaust, was not violating their community standards.
Well, let me turn to you, because, Aaron, you have been in situations where violence was necessary, but at the same time, when you see something like this has got to make you angry.
It makes me angry because I really don't. I know personal friends that are friends with Ted, and I don't believe he is anti-Jewish. I don't believe he dislikes Jews.
Then why would he write something like that?
He's an idiot. The man is an idiot. He loves attention. He loves to scream out. Basically, he's everyone, look at me, look at me. He's a loose cannon. He always has been. And then what is really offensive is, so your Jewish friends called you up and they said that post is disgusting. The meme that you had on Facebook is disgusting. Take it down. He doubled down.
Right.
He said, no, it's okay. It's not so. It's like
he invoked the Holocaust.
Yeah, my lawyer's Jewish. My attorney's Jewish. You know, I have friends.
My father killed Nazis to liberate the Jews.
Right.
And yet at the same time, the Jews who support gun control are Nazis. It makes no sense whatsoever.
First of all, it was a rant. He clearly was rambling, but we gave him the opportunity. David talked to him and said, here's your opportunity. Take it down, right? Take down the post. Obviously, the damage is done, right? These are feathers in the wind. Okay, so you can't take back everything, but remove the post, issue an apology to the Jewish people. In terms of his First Amendment rights, we all have the protection of free speech, but Charlie, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't have the ability, the free speech, to issue hate speech. So the First Amendment doesn't cover...
Actually, you do. You do. Charlie.
In the United States, you cannot. That's not true, actually. In Europe, that's true.
I represented Ted Nugent 20 years ago.
I'm sorry.
I represented Nugent. He went on WRIF, the radio station,
What did he do?
and called someone a name that rhymes with Rick. Well,
But starts with a P.
It starts with a P. Okay. And that Rick sued the guy. So we defended the guy. This is very similar to what Nugent did there. It's wrong. But it's puffing in the legal world. It's Nugent-isms. And if you don't like the guy, don't listen to his music. It's probably legal. It's a hate speech, arguably, but there are certain things that you can do that would be provocative, and it's protected under the law. Unlike nudie pictures, apparently Facebook doesn't want them, and Facebook has no problem with this. It's an opinion. It's a bad opinion. I disagree with it. Anti-Semitic. I don't like it. It's protected. But that's exactly what Nugent does to provoke controversy, and he's doing it.
Bill, I think the other thing that's really so offensive about it is it gives fuel to the true anti-Semitic and the Jew haters. Right. The following comments was, yeah, Ted, you got it right, and the Jews are behind destroying, gun control. The Jewish community is not against gun control. I teach the NRA certified class for CPL holders in Michigan. I'm like the Metro Detroit area's best kept secret because most of the students I teach don't want me to tell anybody that they're now carrying a gun.
Jews do carry guns.
Jews carry guns.
People do.
Some do.
And we can defend ourselves. And we find it, thank God we live in the United States.
Some of us are very strong proponents of gun control.
Before we go, I want the two NRA members to vote right now. Would you vote to oust him from the board of the NRA? Would you say, Nugent, you've got to go for what you've done? Yes or no?
Don't know that I would take a vote like that. I would leave that up to the NRA and what he's done. If I were the one in charge of that board, I would have a very difficult time leaving him on my board with such a comment.
Aaron.
I am a voting member of the NRA, and yes, he should go. He is not good for hunters. He's not good for the NRA. And he's got a big mouth, he's an idiot, and he needs to go.
And this thing was no good for the Second Amendment. It really wasn't. It confuses the issue, and it makes you look like an
agree with that.
And his credibility is shot. His credibility
I hope you take it down.
It's done.
He needs to. All right.
He needs to be silenced.
We thank you all for being
here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hill.
All right. You've heard from the panel. Next, Charlie takes the show on the road regarding a different issue. Stay with us.